Hi, this is Mario Beluso and we will be discussing fractions part 3, addition and subtraction of proper and improper fraction. We will first discuss addition and subtraction of fractions who have the same denominator. For example, 2 fourth plus 1 fourth. So if we draw this, this will become like this. So this is 2 fourth, and then we draw 1 fourth. So if we add this one to this one, it would become, so this is the first one and this will be the second one. So if we add this one plus this one, it becomes this one, and if you look at it, it will be 3 fourth. Now we go to subtraction of the same denominator. So for example, we have 3 over 5 minus 2 over 5. If we draw it, so let's say this is 5, 3 over 5, and then minus 2 over 5, 2, 3. So let's draw the 3 over 5. So we divided it into 5 equal parts. So 1, 2, and 3. So this is 3 over 5. We subtract 2 over 5. So just 2. We just shade 2. So this is 2 over 5. The answer will be so we subtract 3 minus 2. The remaining one will be just this one. So 3 minus 2 becomes 1. So this will become, this is 5 equal parts, so 5. 3 minus 2 is 1. So we just copy the denominator and we subtract the numerator. So that's for addition and subtraction of fractions that have the same denominator. Now we go to addition and subtractions of fraction that have different denominators. So let's try to draw it first to see what's happening. For example, we have 1/2 plus 1/3. So if we draw 1/2, this is 1/2, and then we draw 1/3. This is 1/3. So if we look at it, the shape and the size are different, so we cannot add them. What we can only do is find equivalent fractions for these two that will have the same denominator, so we can add them. So for 1/2, we get all the equivalent fractions. So we multiply this by 2, it becomes 2 over 4. We multiply this both by 3, becomes 3 over 6. We multiply both by 4, becomes 4 over 8. We multiply by 5, it becomes 5 over 10. We multiply both by 6. This one becomes 6 over 12. Now for 1/3, if we multiply both by 2, it becomes 2 over 6. We multiply both by 3, it becomes 3 over 9. We multiply by 4, becomes 4 over 12. We multiply by 5, becomes 5 over 15. We multiply by 6, becomes 6 over 6 times 3 is 18. Now we will see which fractions that will have the same denominator. So if we look here, this one is, they have the same denominator, 3, 6, and 2, 6. Also, this 6 over 12 is the same, has the same denominator as 4 over 12. But we would prefer fractions that have the lowest denominator. So this one and this one have the lowest denominator. So now we can replace 1/2 by 3, 6. So 1/2 becomes 3, 6, and then 1/3 becomes 2, 6. 2, 6. Now they have the same denominator. So if we add that, we just copy the denominator, and then 3 plus 2 is 5 over 6. In the same way, if you want to subtract 1/2 minus 1/3, so we rewrite this one into its equivalent fraction. It becomes 3, 6 minus 2, 6. So we copy the denominator, 6, and then we subtract the numerator. 3 minus 2 is 1, 6. So now, it would be tedious to be writing all the equivalent fractions, so we find a shortcut. We find a shortcut on finding the equivalent fraction. So let's get another example. It's a different one this time. So for example, we have 5/8 and 1/6. So if we want to add 5/8 and 1/6, we want to put, we don't need to get the numerator, so we just want to have the multiples of 8 and 6. So to get the multiples, so for 8, so 8 times 2 is 16, 8 times 3 is 24, 8 times 4 is 32, 8 times 5 is 40, 8 times 6 is 48, 8 times 7 is 56. Now for 6, we have 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 3 is 18, 6 times 4 is 24, 6 times 5 is 30, 6 times 6 is 36, 6 times 7 is 42, 6 times 8 is 48. Now, so for the multiples, we have the lowest multiple that they have is 24. There's also 48, but we want the smallest. So they will have a equivalent fraction if they have the denominator 24. So this 5/8, we want it to become, to have a denominator of 24. So 5/8, we want it to have an equivalent fraction that will have 24 in the denominator. So how do we get the numerator of this one? So if you see at the bottom, the number that we multiply with 8 to become 24 is 3. So 8 times 3 is 24. So if we multiply this one by 3, we have to multiply the top by 3 as well. So 5 times 3 is 15. So 5/8 is the same as 15 over 24. Now, so this 1/6, we want to make the denominator as well to become 24. Now, for it to become 24, 6 is multiplied by 4 to become 24. So if we multiply this by 4, we have to multiply this one as well by 4. So this one becomes 4. Now they now have the same denominator, and so we can add. So 5 8 becomes 15 over 24. 1 6 becomes 4 over 24. We can now add because they have the same denominator. So we copy the denominator and then we add 15 plus 4 is 19. And now we can make it shorter. So to make it shorter, if we have the number, we'll just copy this one. 5 8 plus 1 6. So to get the common multiple of this one, we call that the least common denominator or least common multiple. There's a shortcut to find the common multiple of 8 and 6. I call it the LCD or LCM Sieve. So we first write the denominator 8 and 6, and then we think of a number that can be divided both by 6 and 8. So at number 2, the number 2 can be divided to 8 and 6. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now what we do is, there's no more number that can be divided for 3 and 4. Now we combine all the numbers outside the line. So this, we multiply all of this. 2 times 4 is 8, times 3 is 24, which is the same as the number that we got here. So this is a shortcut on getting the least common denominator. Now we can rewrite. We can also do a shortcut on this one. So let's rewrite this one. We got the number 24. We can get a shortcut again. So 5 8 plus 1 6. So 5 8 plus 1 6. 5 8 plus 1 6. We now know that 24 is the common denominator for both of them. So what we will do is, we just put one long bar and divide and put 24. Now 24, so we want the denominator, the numerator for this one, we can just divide. 24 divided by 8 is 3. So it means 3 is the number that we multiply to both of them. 24 divided by 8 is 3, so we multiply 5 by 3, so it becomes 15. Same way in 24 divided by 6 is 4, so it means you have to multiply 1 by 4, so this one becomes 4. And then this is addition, so we just put addition. And then 15 plus 4 is 19 over 24. So that is a shortcut. In the same way, the subtraction is just the same way, like 5 8 minus 1 6. So this one will become, so it's the same principle. We just get the least common denominator of 8 and 6 is 24. So 24 divided by 8 is 3, times 5 is 15. 24 divided by 6 is 4, times 1 is 4. But in this case, this is subtraction, so this one is subtraction. Now 15 minus 4 is 11, and then we just copy the denominator. So that is how we add and subtract proper and improper fractions.